Hello, everybody. First day of the Pranic process online. We're so happy to have you all here. We're happy to be with you. And of course, looking forward to hear your questions and know what you want to know about this program. For those of you who are the first time on our channel or the first time you hear about this, I just want to say this is a program of 8 days that I'm sharing since 2013. And we're sharing methods of up boosting your immunity, boosting your frequency, keeping a high frequency, harmonizing your life, your career, your relationships, your health, and your wealth, and getting in alignment with your higher self. As an end result, the nourishment, the quantity of food that you require to stay healthy and happy might decrease. And to most people, it decreases significantly. And you're more nourished by prana than you are by food. So you're going to learn to use prana as nourishment. Uh, it's a very beautiful time now that we're beginning this fantastic year. I know it's going to be a fantastic year because it's already, things are shifting so rapidly on the planet and we're having so much help. And even to those who, if things for you don't seem that way, we need to believe and we need to switch our attention to the things that we want to see manifesting, and they really come into being. I know it sounds either corny or like woo-woo stuff, they think it and then and believe it, or the way they say, fake it till you make it. But really, it's what we need to kind of let everybody know is that in order for us to have a better life, a better reality on the planet right now, what is required from us is to focus on the reality that we want to see manifest. So part of what this process is doing is helping people focus on what they want to create, right? You want to create new things in your life, you need to focus on them. You need to create them in your mind, then send them in your heart, and then emanate them out into the world, taking the actions for these to happen. But it all depends on you and your ability to focus your energy. So this process, we learn how to focus our energy, we learn how to channel it, we learn how to even be nourished by it, and we learn how to have more energy in our body and more success in our lives. Let me know who is interested in that and who's interested in consciousness in general. You're now watching from various countries, I believe. Some of you are in Italy, some of you are in India, some of you are in US. I would love to know where you're connecting from. If you can type in the comments, where are you connecting from? Where are you zoning in from? And all of your countries have specific things that they need to now adjust or upgrade to in order for us to have a better reality, right? I know not all the areas on the planet have the same specifics or the same issues, but each country now seems to go through its own initiation, its own process, if you will, and all of us here are confronted with different realities or various realities that we're now blending together and looking at how we can make our lives better, during the current circumstances. Some people I know, they're really discouraged, and some lost jobs or relationships or opportunities. Many opportunities have passed also for me. When this started, I was in India and developing an entire um, series of events over there with different friends that are still waiting for me to come back. And we're now preparing the Pranic Festival in India, actually, and it's going to start on March 3rd to 8th. It's going to be live and online in India, in Bangalore, near Bangalore in Pyramid Valley. So you can see that all of us have had, situations to overcome or things to surpass or to adapt to that we're learning now to cope with and to make the best of. And the important things, wherever you are in your situation, in your life, also in your level of consciousness, the important thing is to make the best of it. Wherever you are, make the best of it. How can you make the best of it? Is by making the best of your energy. Your energy is your main resource, your main asset, right? Whoever here feels lack of resources or lack of richness, um, it's also important to know that all your richness is in your cells and in your chakras, and everything is generated from there. So basically, all your abundance in any way, shape, or form is generated from your chakras. Adjusting your chakras, knowing to work with them, knowing how to, generate and calibrate your energy is the key to abundance, success, but also nourishment. So abundance is inside of you, success is inside of you, nourishment, even physical nourishment, guess what? It's also inside of you. So it depends on you to access all that and make the best of it. That's what we teach or share, if you will, during this process. I was saying that I shared this process for more than 7 years now. It's the 8th year that I'm sharing it. I did it live, I did it online, I did both of things, live and online. And all over the world, all across the globe, people have joined together and participated. The end result was that their life has changed. In the comments of the video, if you're on YouTube or Facebook, you'll find the link of how you can join it. We're going to be together on Instagram and Facebook for just half an hour, about half an hour. And then to continue and to be with us for the whole class, you need to subscribe to it and join in for 8 days. So we're having 8 days together of full connection, beautiful meditations, 1 hour, 1 hour and a half each evening of fantastic sharing, and at the end of each day, a perfect pranic meditation together that is meant to clear our channels, energize our chakras, upgrade our entire energy system, and reprogram our physical system, our body, so that it knows that energy can be nourishment. And we're also going to upgrade some other important things that like the level of immunity, the way the cells function, the level of love and how we share harmony with the universe and with our loved ones. All this stuff is going to come through in this 8 day process, in this 8 day training that is not only held by me, but 8 ascended masters are collaborating to it. Of course, there's many ascended masters and beings of light that are collaborating to it, but mainly these 8 ascended masters that I'm going to talk about now are having a big contribution in it because they have created or it will downloaded this training for humanity to benefit and to upgrade from it. So the 8 ascended masters that are helping with this training and have created it and transmission it to us, um, They are as follows. The first one that is recommended, recommending mind mastery as a spiritual practice is Saint Germain. Saint Germain is recommending mind mastery or mastering the capacity of your thoughts and the energy of your thoughts in order to create more energy in your body and in your life. Through mind mastery, you know, you bring new realities into being, you can shift the reality in your life, and you can also heal your body. There's the book, but The Biology of Belief, where it is shown that actually the genes are shifting according to our thoughts, you know, and this is written by, I think, Bruce Lipton. So that book shows the power of mind over matter, the power of mind over your own cells. So hence mind mastery is one important thing that is having the ability to shift your body completely and calibrate your whole system, even to the degree where you can actually not have the necessity of eating. But that's something that we're going to discuss in extent when we have the workshop on mind mastery. This workshop today, we're going to talk about the power of meditation, the power of calibrating your field with these 8 techniques. So for 1 hour or 1 hour and a half, we're going to address these things. First, we're telling you about the masters and the techniques that each one is recommending so that you get familiarized with the structure of this 8-day training and what you can benefit from and who you can hang out with, you know, because so many people are sometimes inviting colleagues and other, you know, co-workers in their webinars or workshops, you know, to have more impact or to help. And I'm doing that too a lot. I'm inviting my colleagues, my, you know, some breatharian colleagues, some people that are really high ranked in energy work and life coaching and so on. But tonight, specifically, I'm inviting my light being friends and I'm presenting them to you so that you know who I'm really collaborating with in this training. The second master that is recommending and supporting this class and has downloaded this class or streamed this class is Kuan Yin, the master of compassion in Asian tradition. She is said to have dropped from a tier of Avalokiteshvara, the Buddha of health and compassion, and she's the one that recommends that you always connect to the cosmos or higher dimensions, higher beings of light, universal force, God, if you will, higher energy in order to have better achievements in better health and harmony in your life. So never forget to connect to something bigger than your mind in order to have better results. If you go by yourself in this um, in this journey that's called life, you're going to only be as limited as your mind is. When you collaborate with a higher mind, with higher intelligence or universal intelligence even, then you can of course have better results, access more resources, and once you surrender to universal mind and connect and ask for help and then receive and follow through the help that you have asked for, then you are no longer limited. So Kuan Yin is recommending that you always connect to something higher than your mind, bigger than your mind, more extended than your mind, and than your personality, so that you can get the best of your results in your life. The next master supporting this class is Buddha, who is recommending you to get to a lighter diet, right? We are in an era where everybody lightens up their diet. I just saw that the vegan movie has been launched. This is an awesome documentary that I'm following for several years now. The first of the series of documentaries called Vegan has been launched in 2016. Ever since, they have launched one every year, and this is, I think, the 5th edition. So the 5th documentary called Vegan is now launched. What it does, which is beautiful to me, is it documents all the increase in the numbers of vegan people or plant-based diet people around the world, and how companies and industries are shifting to accommodate the request of the people who are really, really, really committed to lighten up their diet, and they're all doing so. And the numbers are really encouraging. If you thought things aren't changing in the world, just watch the documentary Vegan and you'll see how much they are actually changing and how big the impact is on, on population regarding the diet, right? Because people are now becoming more aware of the importance of the health, and those who aren't becoming more aware are made aware because there's some viruses that, if you're not aware of the importance of your health, are really kind of damaging the body of people. And so people are starting to ask really important questions like, how can I grow my immunity? How is food affecting my immunity? How is diet affecting my stress levels? If stress levels are impacting my immunity, what can I change in my diet to have less stress levels and upgrade my system? So, very important questions to be asked and very powerful answers to receive when you decide to lighten up your diet. We're going to have an entire webinar on this 4 days from now, part of this Pranic process online. And this is recommended by Buddha. The next master supporting the class is Babaji, who's recommending to treat your body like a temple. Be aware of the importance of loving your body, cherishing your body, giving the best to your body because it's your physical vessel for your divine aspect or your higher self or uh, your body of light is hosted in the physical body, and it's through it that you manifest yourself and all your life. The more you take care of your body, the more you honor it, the more you exercise it, the more you give it the best, you know, whatever is necessary for it to thrive, the best products, the best nourishment, the best exercise, and all that, the more you can, the better you can function in the world, the more energy you have, the more energy you can download and stream through your body. So really, really important to take care of that. And Babaji has been proving this by keeping his body in an immortal state for more than 9,000 years. He's a master of the Himalayas who's been said to appear to his disciples, the Kriya yogis, or the people who are learning Kriya Yoga. He's appearing for centuries in the same very youthful shape of a 25-year-old or young man, if you will. So if you are able to keep your body in a young state for a few thousands of years, that means you've clearly reached this mastery of treating your body like a temple, honoring it like a temple of the divine, and making it be the temple of the divine that can host your divine nature for as long as you want, which would be awesome for all of us, to have the freedom to decide when you want to age or die, or not even age, keep it young, and then if you want to just withdraw from this world, you just zone out and that's it. Like, for example, the monks in the Tibetan tradition, some of them who have attained the rainbow body, treating their body like a temple, mastering their minds, they just make their body disappear or shrink it to the size of a small child, and that's mastery or mind over matter. I invite you to ask questions. Please ask questions in the comments, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, wherever you are. Ask questions because that's the key to interaction, and I would love to keep it interactive and know what you want to know, what you want to get out of this webinar, what would be your field of interest. Of course, in the gram, I wouldn't answer your question. Ask one that really comes from a specific field of interest, because That's not my field of expertise. Maybe ask a teenager. Okay? Somebody asked an interesting question on Instagram. Um, so again, to get back to the masters who are supporting this class, the sixth one is uh, the Christed one, or Christ or Jesus, if you want, who's recommended selfless service, or do the things you do in your life just because you can, just because you enjoy, because it makes your heart sing. Find out what makes your heart sing and do it just for the joy of it, without any expectation, without any need for the reward. Of course, you can ask for monetary exchange or any type of exchange for your work. That's not a problem. I do lots of stuff for free, and then doing other stuff where I'm clearly guided to request for payments. There's no problem, but I would do it even when I'm sleeping. I would do this work that I'm doing now just out of the joy of doing so. Um, so that's selfless service, doing things just out of the joy, just because they make your heart sing, just because it uplifts your frequency, it heightens your vibration to do those activities. And of course, we get paid for it. That's even better. So selfless service is, I was saying, is recommended by the Christed one. He's a master of um, spreading love and kindness into the world in a very, very high love vibration. And the reason he has mastered that so well is because he had really, really no expectations of this world, no um, kind of no judgment of it. He saw everyone's potential, everyone's divine potential. He always said that what I can do, everybody can do, and even better, which meant he really, really trusted the divine nature of humans and what they are able to achieve as their utmost potential. And that, if that would, towards each other, and this is how we would look at each other, the world would be a much better place, without us trying to judge or blame or shame the actions of our fellow inhabitants of planet Earth. We would be in a much higher vibration, and just keep an open heart and a joyful attitude towards each other, and see the God in all and the good in all, and really do things for the others just because we can. So that was and is the recommendation of the Christed one, and this is the topic that he supports, or the energy that he supports in this webinar, the selfless service. I have just placed the link in the comments for those of you who want to join this process, because I will soon end the live on Instagram and Facebook. So in case you want to join the whole thing, there's a link in the comments. If you're on Facebook, there's a link in the comments, in the bio, sorry. If you're on Instagram, this is how you learn how you can join us. And please let me know, type a message to me just saying that you want to join, and I'll just bring you in, and you can make your payments later. The seventh master supporting this webinars, this series of webinars, is Saint Germain, Saint Francis of Assisi, who is a very high energy being that has lived in the hills of Italy, near Assisi and in Assisi, which is in Italy. He has taken a retreat out in nature, leaving his house, his family, and so on, and has reached such a high state of consciousness that he really need any food. He only got food when the animals in the wilderness decided to or felt to bring him nourishment. And second of all, he has reached such high level of consciousness that he was able to understand also the language of animals. And he was able to speak to them and connect to them telepathically and all that. That's why his friendship with the animal kingdom has brought him so many gifts, and he was in such a deep connection with nature and the cosmos that he learned through direct experience that nature is of divine creation, and by connected to it we connect to the divine. So he's recommending, as a spiritual practice, as a method of heightening the vibration, he is recommending um, spending time in silence and going out in nature. And in the webinar that addresses this topic, I'm going to talk a lot about the power of sacred sites to uplift our energy. I'm going to talk a lot about the power of nature and natural elements and how to work with energy vortices and sacred sites like, for example, um, the pyramids in Egypt, the Sphinx in Egypt, the Stonehenge site, the sites in Turkey, the sites in, you name it, India, where we go right after the Pranic festival. And by the way, if you come to India to the Pranic festival, then you have the option to join us in a beautiful trip called the Trip of the Sun for about 4 days, going to very, very high energy temples in India, not the regular ones that everybody visits, but some like really beautiful cosmoports that truly belong to non-human civilization, if you will, and have such high energy. And there's actually a subtle city in that area, beings that live in a subtle plane, in a higher energy plane that we can connect with. They're having free energy, energy autonomy, and they're having their own sun or their own energy power source, and so on. They're not visible, of course, with the free eye, but we will connect to them, we will connect to that place, and we will learn how to work with such sacred sites. This is one of my main jobs now in the world, to work with sacred sites, natural landscapes and natural vortices, where we enhance ourselves and the place, uplifting, because they're really portals to uplift our consciousness. And you can do like 10 years of meditation, or you can visit sacred sites and meditate in them, and that's enhancing 100 times for your level of consciousness, energy, and vibration. So I'm now living in such a vortex, playing with it every day and visiting several in my country very often, because time in silence in and I just came back after 2 weeks of silence, starting January 2nd, I entered the silence time, or Mauna, the way it's called in the Indian tradition. And for 2 weeks, I've been mostly in silence, secluded, going in areas where there was no Wi-Fi and no cell phone network, to upgrade and uplift my system and to really like get a break. So from my own experience, having practiced this for many, many years, I'm saying that St. Francis method is one of the most powerful in uplifting your frequency and heightening the vibrational state of consciousness. We're going to talk more about it in the webinar that's dedicated to it. I believe the 7th day of this program, but we'll see how it follows through. The 8th, but not least, of the Ascended Masters guiding this process, which actually a main one, is Mother Mary, right? Mother Mary was the manifestation of divine feminine, in Christian tradition, but we don't have to look at this as a religious statement. We're looking at the spirit, or the being of light that she is uh, representing, right? The energy that she is representing. She's representing the energy of compassion, femininity, and kindness, which is, also in Tibetan tradition as Tara, or in Chinese and Asian tradition as Wan Yin. It's basically the same energy all across the planet and cosmos, in different names, different shapes, different forms, the way it's been presenting itself to different civilizations. for their best encompassing and understanding of this energy. So Mother Mary is recommending for us to be mindful of how we use our wording, our sound, and our music to uplift our frequency. The power of words to create magic, it's also the power of words to create reality. She's not only advising, but also warning people in terms of how they use their wording, how they're using their sound, not to listen to sounds that are really disruptive, and also advising us to really tap into high vibrational music in order to uplift our frequency and tap into the pranic field. So Mother Mary and the angelics or the beings of light are recommending music, sound, and sacred mantras, if you want, or prayers, in order for us to uplift sacred words, I was going to say, to uplift our frequency. So these eight masters are the ones participating in and supporting this pranic process online, this 8 days training. For now, I'm going to just complete the Facebook and Instagram videos. If you want to be with us for a longer time, like the 8 days of each day webinar and meditation with a very high pranic energy, join us at the link in the comments. You see there how you can join us, what are the payment options. You can join us for 1 or 2 webinars, or you can join us for the whole 8 days. You can choose each day which day you join. So there's so many options. You can have installments or several rates of payment. We are flexible. Just talk to us, tell us what you need, and we're going to just address that in private. For now, if you want to continue with this webinar, we're continuing for about 45 minutes maybe. You can type a message to us, write a message to us, and we're going to just bring you into the program, and then you can make the payment. Somebody asked me if I stop my heart. Well, not that I know of, not consciously. In deeper meditations, it happens that my breathing and all, like most vital signs might seem like they're stopping, without me doing this on purpose, without me insisting on developing that practice, because I've learned to let go of any seeking for any superpower or seeking for any end result, and like everything I do is just to emanate or preserve a harmonious state, but I don't aim for or train for astral traveling or out of body experiences or telepathic communion or this and that. I just aim for staying connected to the divine, right? The rest of the stuff is happening as a result, as a byproduct to that, and that's the most important thing. And whatever needs to happen, it happens, right? So I don't stop anything on purpose or start anything on purpose in my body. It just goes in the rhythm that the spirit or my divine self wants it to go, right? And even with the food intake that I was going to talk about, I always say to people that in this process, we don't teach anyone how to not eat. That's not important. And in my perception, that's not important to attain yet another superpower, the power of not eating, right? Like, which is the same like the power of clairvoyance, clairaudience, telepathy, remote healing, and all this stuff. We're not teaching people how to attain superpowers. We're sharing how to go into the ultimate superpower, that of being connected to your higher self and to the divine. That's the only thing we aim for or are interested in, and the higher state of consciousness is the byproduct. And most times, the decrease of physical food is inevitable because you are nourished in a different way. But just it depends so much on your daily practice, on your attitude, on the things you decide to focus on. Even if you've been through a process or several processes, like many people have been through 10, processes of various teachers around the planet, Pranic process of 11 days, 8 days, super 10 days, and so on. You can't expect to really stop eating or go into breatharianism or pranic nourishment or any kind of like superpower or achievement if you don't have as a lifestyle your daily practice of meditation, mind mastery, treating your body like a temple, being mindful of the sound and music and wording that you're using, doing the things in your life out of sheer pleasure, sheer enjoyment, choosing the things that make your heart sing in alignment with your spirit, and lightening up your diet consciously. So these steps have to become a lifestyle, not just an occasional 7 days, 8 days participation in a retreat type of thing, and then you forget all about it and binge on your favorite, whatever it is that you're using at home. So nothing can change if you do the same steps in your life. You'll always get the same results. If you change the steps that you're doing, you're gonna maybe get different results. So that's what we're inviting people to look at. Look at the things that you are willing to change, that you're willing to take on as your lifestyle, not as an occasional practice. Don't go for like the way people sometimes binge on Netflix streaming or other movies or video games. Some people binge on spiritual workshops or spiritual healing classes and stuff like this. Don't binge on that without practicing, right? That's what we're advising people. Take the things that you like the most and practice them every day. As you do your daily shower, do your daily energy shower on your chakras and work with each chakra for at least 7 minutes, and that will energize your whole system. That's one of the practices that I'm recommending every time, and I believe it's really, really simple to attain and achieve just by simply deciding to take 20 minutes extra daily for yourself. Another thing that you can do is in your car, don't play the same noisy radio, whatever news or music you're listening. Decide to have in your car the kind of music, sounds, or affirmations, even that uplift um, your state, right? If I have a long drive, like a 6 hour drive, I know that's gonna be a very intense meditation practice because I play my favorite stuff in my car, like meditation music and affirmations. And after 6 hours of driving, I'm completely tuned in because I've been doing that all the time. We don't recommend to do very profound meditation when driving, of course, especially if you can't focus. But we do recommend to have the right music, to have nice, maybe affirmations or things to listen to or classes, whatever, that uplift your mood. And that's a well-used time for personal development. When you're cooking, you don't have to have in your background the television news like all people do. They lit up the TV, they let it play by default, all the BS that is always playing, in the news. Sorry, media, you have to upgrade. You can decide what you want to listen and maybe play on a documentary or a thing that nourishes your mind, or something that like a music that uplifts your frequency, or something that's really, really nourishing. And while you're cooking for others, you also nourish yourself, your spirit, and even your body, because body is responding to sound and music. You're 90% water at a molecular level, 70-80% water at a cellular level. All that water is being um, impacted by by the sound that you play in your house. Somebody is asking, Really interesting questions. I'm not sure if you're serious or not, Indigram, but really, do you see my head shaved? Somebody's asking if you meditate better when you shave your head. I've never shaved my head. You know, I feel better when my body is cleared or clean or for and stuff like this. But having the head shaved or not shaved, I don't see how this helps the meditation because the state of focus is not in the tips of your hair, it's inside your head. That's where you focus, right? So, yeah, you might try it though and see how you meditate better. Maybe for you, this has a powerful effect. You know, some people do think that if they go in a monastery and they have their heads shaved, they will just be better at spirituality. I don't support that. Um, I'm just answering that. I don't support that practice specifically. I believe we can meditate just as well in a beautiful building with all the comfort and not get lazy and get into a deeper state with the hair on, like this. So I'm pretty good at meditating. I'm doing this for since I was a child. So since I was 12, now I'm 38. It could be like fairly 26 years since I first meditated. I got good at it. I never shaved my hair for that. My my head. I can't bring you on camera on Instagram because I'm filming with three cameras and you wouldn't be online on the others. So just ask questions in your comments. Any other questions before we complete? Anyone wants to add or ask anything else before we complete the live on the channels of Instagram and Facebook? Thank you as well for the questions in I'm seeing it on some other channel, a few questions. I'm going to address that. Ah, right. Beautiful. Blow fire. I noticed that lying to people is being promoted. Most companies that sell things or make things are now giving false advertising. People are lying more than ever. What's the question there? I want to know. Are there beings or people feeding all the negativity on all this and are they into, I'm not into conspiracy theories. Hello, we don't focus on that here. This is not my field of expertise. I'm not in that mind frame. I do know that what we focus on will grow. So if somebody wants to focus on that, we'll give more and more energy to that reality and I'm giving energy to the realities that wish to create, where people tell truth. Um, People tell truth. People are coming from a place of divine alignment and share the things that are divinely channeled, or at least connected to reality of what things are. I focus on how we can make this world better instead of how we can look at what's wrong with it. And that's very different approach because when you look at what's wrong, more of what's wrong will come into your attention and you'll get more and more of that and you'll get more and more grumpy about it or disappointed or discouraged or even depressed, right? And so that's not going to help you or the ones around you or anyone to create a better reality. What you can do is do your practice independently of what's happening all around. You can still do your practice daily, and I still practice for several hours, And when the world was in depression in 2010, I was meditating. When the world was in um, again, going back into wealth and thriving and capitalism, I was meditating. Now it's in a pandemic. I'm still meditating. For a few months, it was freedom. I was still meditating. So I'm the same, right? I don't care what the news say or what the people are doing or what's happening, because that's just a wave, a blink of an eye in the eternal flow of creation, right? When you expand your consciousness beyond this current day-to-day reality that is, a flicker in terms of cosmic uh, time zones, you just don't pay that much attention to that needle that's moving on this planet that's gonna just be dust in a couple of years. Everything is gonna be dust in a couple of years. Whatever we can do to make it better for the now is the best, for now. And that's all for me. That's what I can reply to that. I hope I haven't been too radical, and even if I have, it is time. What somebody says is the way it is. So, any other questions? Any other things that you want to bring up before we complete? Give some ideas for crown chakra expand. Meditate, right? Connect to the divine. Prayer is very good for crown chakra expanding. Somebody's asking how to expand the crown chakra. Yeah, prayer, headstands even. Headstands are very good. Just forget to just then remember um, to ground after the headstand, right? The yogi position where you do the headstand is good for that. And each yogi position stimulates a certain chakra. So if you learn all of them, you learn how to work with your chakras. Learning how to work daily with your chakras just by energizing each one of them, like I'm saying for like 10 years now, you meditate daily on each chakra, you expand that chakra, whichever it is, put light into it, it will expand. So very easy, simple things. It's just, you know, we don't do like quantum physics here in this class. We don't do complicated. We're keeping it as simple as possible just because we want anyone and everyone to have access to an energy practice. And to me, energy practice and chakra work is science. It's not a woo-woo thing, it's not a spiritual thing, it's not a religious thing, because you see, all these things are questionable. Like a religion is good to some and not good to others. Spirituality has certain representations for some, and for others, it has a completely different meaning, um, and so on. But science is science. And for me, chakra work and energy work is science. When I work 3 minutes to 7 minutes on each chakra, putting light into each one of them, that's giving, that's always giving results. Each chakra is connected to a certain level of reality and a certain level of perception and a certain level of manifestation. When you work on that, the end result is that this type of manifestation grows in your life. Like when you work on the sacral chakra, the relationships in your life improve, your sexuality improves. When you work on your heart, the way you give and receive love and the way you have compassion for others and the way you open up to the world improves. When you work like on your crown, you're more connected with the divine, you can channel information, you can open up to universal knowledge and possibilities. You develop clear connaissance, right? And each time each person does this, the end result is the same. Maybe not with the same intensity for each person, depending on how cluttered their system is, how much they work, what needs to be done, what are the cause and effect connections in their system. But always, chakra works. It's a science. So that's why I'm saying, spend or gain 3 minutes per day per chakra and see what happens. Don't shy away from it. Don't waste that time on some futile television show or video game and then say, oh, I don't have time for spirituality. You know it's not true, right? I'm not judging anyone, but when you hear this and you hear yourself saying you don't have time for spiritual practice or chakra work or whatever, you know it's not true. It's something else holding you back. It's some idea, some programming, some laziness, some whatever it is, lack of focus or procrastination, but it's not that you don't have time. Time is not existing. So you can create as much of it as you want, or you can wake up half an hour earlier. At least that's what I did at the beginning. I have Pranic process 101, actually, where you work with me individually, that works on the seven chakras, right? So it's called the seven chakra package or the 101 Pranic process. We work on each chakra, we discover what the blockages or programs are on each chakra that's holding you back. And then we see what needs to be done, what practices, what um, aspects of reprogramming, and also what you can use from external world like crystals or teas or breath work or exercise you can use to uplift that or and to unblock that. So that's what we do in the individual sessions, in the one-on-one sessions. So if you need that, just let me know, write to me. I'm going to also place in the comments my contact data. You find them on my website at the contact section. So keep in touch. And if you want to be in this class, just this is the last minute where you can say yes and you can be brought in, because now we're really completing. I said we was completing 15 minutes ago, but then you're so nice, all of you, that I just wanted to. I felt to give more. So yes, for now, I feel for Facebook and Instagram, it has been enough sharing. We're going to see each other next time, or in the next minute, you'll join the whole class of Pranic Process Online. Link in bio on Instagram, and link in the comments on Facebook. Much love. See you soon. And bear with me for a moment, the ones on Zoom and YouTube, because we need to make these videos be posted. That's what I'm doing now, and I'm ending it right away. Okay, so you're here, you're with me for another 30 minutes. We're gonna have a brief meditation before anything else. We're gonna do a pranic meditation to really go deeper into the state and see what we're talking about, because we talk, but what is prana? How does it circulate through the body? How does this thing work? That's the question, right? Um, I'm inviting you to sit yourself as comfortable as possible. I'm going to take a moment to charge my my laptop, and in a sec, I'm gonna just get back to the topic of today, but I see my laptop is discharging. Any other questions that you wanna specifically ask before we get into that meditation? Let me know if you wanna know anything else, because after the meditation, I might just end the webinar if I feel, if we go into a deep state and we feel that it's complete for today. I'm just going to complete the webinar as it is, and we see each other tomorrow. So until that, just make sure you ask all the questions that you want to know or hear, and so that we address everything tonight before we complete. I'm going to take a 2 minutes break to bring on my liquids to hydrate myself, maybe take a cup of water or liquid tea, whatever you drink before this meditation, and we come back to you in a second. I hope you're well hydrated because the meditation is always good to start when you have good hydration. You know, any energy practice actually is necessary that you have enough water in your body, in your system, so that the water circulates energy. I work a lot with energy individually, but I also have several devices that work with frequencies and upgrade the frequency, like this art crystal that I'm having here and other things. And, you know, it's necessary to have a lot of water and hydration. People who neglect that and run a lot of energy through their system, they get a lot of discomfort, you know, in their bodies and in their energy field because if the energy is not well circulated and water has the role to do that, then you don't have a very good impact on your system. So make sure that you really, really hydrate yourself. That's what we say always in the healing sessions, in the meditations, and whatever we do. So start following your breath now. Start working with your breath and imagine that you're all in a light column from the center of the universe to the center of the earth. See this light column all the way around you with a diameter like a hand stretched out all around you and through you. See and feel how this column of light is moving through and spinning through each one of your cells and your atoms and all the way through your body. If you keep your eyes closed, it's more efficient because you really, really go deeper. This year doesn't have much to offer at this moment. It's just me and nothing else. Deeper breath in. Feel with every breath that you draw more energy into your body. With every inhale, you draw more energy into your body, into your system. With every exhale, you exhale out. The worries, the tensions, the concerns, everything that doesn't serve you. Everything that's not beneficial for you. Everything that's not for your highest good, you just allow it to be exhaled in this column of light, extracted in this column of light. Deep breath. Each breath brings more energy into your body, more prana, more chi. Each exhale exhales out the worries, tensions, concerns, thought forms. We ask that only the beings of the purest light and love can be present energetically and telepathically with us now. Only the beings of the purest light and love can be present energetically and telepathically with us now. Only the beings of the purest light and love can be present energetically and telepathically with us now. So that we filter who we connect to in the meditation. Any being that's not beneficial for any of us is to be sent into the light. Deep breath in. See and feel your system being filled with light. With the exhale, allow your system to release what is no longer serving you, whatever that is. Deeper breath in. See that you have a connection cable from the center of the universe to the center of the earth, running your whole being. The exhale, you receive this light and you send it into your cells, into your organs, into your entire physical system, wide field, and out into the universe. Another deep breath in. Notice this connection cable that comes all the way down from the center of the universe into your system. Noticing it, how it comes into your heart. So your heart opens fully and receives this light. As your heart opens, you notice your heart chakra like a ball of light, like a sun of light in the center of your chest. As it opens up, you notice, sense, or feel how easy it is to receive this love into your heart. Have your heart filled with this love and to accept it. You accept of it, whatever it is, because it sinks in, cell by cell by cell by cell, filling in every part of your body. Open up again. Notice how you're noticing your cells opening up with every exhale. When you inhale, you really see your heart expanding. And when you exhale, you really notice how your heart is radiating this love into your cells, into your organs, into all your physical systems, into your inner and out into the universe. See and feel your system upgrading every inhale. Notice it. How maybe your cells are tingling in response. How they're opening up and sipping off this energy that you're giving to them with every inhale. That you're extracting or allowing from the heart of the universe, the heart of the central sun. How amazing that is, how amazing that feels, how deep a connection you have with this heart of the central sun, with this heart of the universe, the source of love, of infinite energy, of immense power and prana. How rich it constantly comes into your system. You have it all with every breath. And all you need to do is open up and receive. Another deep breath in. All the love of the universe flowing down, whooshing down into your heart. Heart opening up even more, spinning even quicker as the heart chakra expands with this love. What does your heart need you to know? What is the key it holds for you as an answer to all your questions, or the main question of your life now? What is it that you've always asked yourself and never had the courage to admit to the answer? What is it that you have to say yes to now? What's the very thing that has maybe followed you in your dreams, in your guidance, in your inner like an inner whisper of your heart that you've always ignored, that's now time to acknowledge? What is it in your heart that you need to know? With another deep breath, you energize more this heart chakra of yours and acknowledge that thing. Hear it as an answer, feel it as a feeling, see it as an image, or maybe just an intuitive perception that has no image, sound, or structure to it. But you just know that you know without knowing how you know. That's clear consciousness. What do you need to know now that you haven't acknowledged for a long time or even a brief time, that sits there in your heart like an answer to your prayers, like a solution to your life? Like the next step maybe in your evolution. Open up to your heart's answer. Open up to your heart's guidance. And stay connected. Remember the central sun and your connection cable that comes all the way down from the central sun into your heart. That's where you get your guidance from, the heart of God, if you will. What could be the central sun that fuels all the multiverses, if not the heart of creation? I'm inviting you all to sink into that, connect more to that, stay open to that as your main source, always. And another deep breath in brings more of that source energy into your heart. Brings more of that guidance, of that openness, of that purity, of that clarity, if you will, into your heart. See how your heart really opens to it and receives it. Removing all the boundaries, barriers that have kept you locked into your previous state of not acknowledging, not listening, not embracing your heart's guidance. It removes all that and leaves only the openness to divine guidance. This feels so good. Another deep breath in. Let this love into your heart. And with the exhale, let it emanate into your cells, into your organs, into your all the physical systems, into your auric fields and out into the universe. Know that you know what you know, even if you don't know how you know it. And accept that you know what you know, even if you don't know how you know it. And let this energy also flow from the heart into the lower chakras. It goes all the way down to the solar plexus, sacral chakra, and root chakra. And through the perineum, you build an anchor that goes all the way down to the heart of Gaia. And then from each foot, this energy goes down to the heart of Gaia as well. So you connect to the heart of Gaia through your anchor and roots. You see roots growing from each feet into the heart of Gaia. See the heart of Gaia open up and see it connecting really, really deep to your system. You're in deep divine connection now to the heart of the planet. The feminine, gentle, compassionate, embracing, kind, sweet energy in the heart of the planet. Deep breath. Connect. Enjoy this. You are here. You are present. You are with us. Stay tuned. Don't drift away. If thoughts come, let them be dissolved away like little clouds above your head. Let only the energy of love flow in. See what's the message that your heart of Gaia, the heart of Gaia wants to send. Maybe a special feeling comes to you, a special knowing, a special touch, an image, a memory, a flavor or scent even from the heart of Gaia up into your heart. What do you need to know? What does the heart of Gaia need you to know? Open up. And see that you open up and this energy from the heart of Gaia starts flowing up through your roots, through your anchor, into the soles of the feet, through your roots, through your soles of the feet, into the calves, the knees, the thighs, into your hips, flowing up to the base of the spine, flowing up to the heart chakra, flowing up to the throat, flowing up to the top of your head. Open up your chakras to receive it. Open up to receive it all the way up to the top of your head, into your whole body. And as your body is full, see it flow up through the top of your head, surrounding your whole body. Surrounding your whole body. In a toroidal system, spherical shape, energy shield or biofield with the energy of Gaia. This biofield surrounds your whole system, bubble of light, shielding out all that doesn't serve you, the thought forms, the opinions, the emotions of others, the stress even on the planet, the Wi-Fi, the radiation, the pollution, bad feelings, the psychotronic imprints, whatever it is shielded out of this field of love. And only the good stuff, the good energy of love and support and harmony can come in. That's all you get. All the beauty and the love and the power of the divine is allowed to come in. And only that. Into this biofield. The more you connect to the center of the earth, the stronger your field becomes. The more you have energy in you, the more you are supported, the less you are sensitive or impacted by the energies of others and all that's happening. You are strong, you are centered, you are grounded, you are in the go for it mode, and you are ready to serve or to do your best or to follow your life mission. I want to invite you now to do a little exercise together. You're fully present now into your body. You're present in your soles of the feet, the toes, you can wiggle your toes, fully present. You're fully present now in the soles of the feet, ankles, calves, knees, thighs, hips. You're like a hand within a glove. You see your body of light being fully present in your physical body. You feel the hips, you feel being present in your lower back, abdomen, upper back, chest, arms. You're fully present here now into the body, in the neck, um, and jaw and face and nose and eyes and forehead, top of the head. You're fully present in your body. And you center then back into your heart, all the way to the tips of the hairs. You're fully present. And you center back into the heart, center back into the heart, center of your chest. And with the attention on your breath, you start seeing, feeling how your breath functions, how your breath flows in your body. Just observe it without trying to shift anything. Just observe your breath. And as you observe your breath, you breathe in and out, and you make the affirmation. You make an affirmation that you know for sure it's true to you. But not an abstract affirmation like I love John or anything. Make a very down-to-earth affirmation. Like I would say, my shirt is black, right? With golden dots. Just make an affirmation that you know for sure is true. Very down-to-earth, concrete affirmation. And notice your breath. When you repeat this affirmation, you might see what your breath does. In the affirmation, see what your breath does. Repeat it a few times like a mantra. Follow your breath, how it flows with a true affirmation. Then make an affirmation that you know for sure is false now. And follow your breath, seeing what it does. Not an abstract, but a very down-to-earth, concrete affirmation. Like I would say, the shirt I'm wearing now is red. The shirt I'm wearing now is red. I repeat a few times that affirmation of whatever is false for you. See what your breath does. This affirmation to get used to the maybe shift, if any, in the rhythm of your breath. And as you notice that, maybe you've noticed the difference, what your body does when you make a true affirmation, what your body does when you make a false affirmation. Because your breath shifts to most of you, because your cells know the truth. Your cells are inhabited by your divine aspect, your body of light, right? And your body of light is knowing the truth. So something shifts when you make a true affirmation and when you make a false affirmation. There's a difference of how your body behaves. To some, the breath is different. To some, something contracts in the body. Most of them experience contraction of some sort. Stay focused still in your heart. Now make the affirmation. Those of you who aren't still in the process fully for 8 days. It is beneficial for me to join the Pranic process online now in January. It's beneficial for me to join the Pranic process online now in January. See what your breath does. If the answer is like for a true affirmation or for a false. It is beneficial for me to be in the Pranic process online now in January. Even to those who are already. Make the affirmation, check with your breath. And once you got an answer and a reaction in your body, you then come back into the room, fully present in your body, fully present in your cells, fully present in the room, fully aware of all your surroundings. I want to hear in the comments, how many of you got a different reaction for true and for false? Can you type in the comments yes if you got a difference between the true and the false affirmation? This is called the breath test. It's a very ancient, sacred technique of connecting to your divine self and checking what's true for you, what's good for your life. It can be used to anything, basically. When you make the affirmation, it is beneficial for me to eat an apple or to meet John. I don't know who John is. It keeps coming, this name tonight. Or to uh, go to this training, or it is beneficial for me to use physical food, or it is beneficial for me to use liquid food. All that stuff can be checked. With the affirmation, it is beneficial for me too, and then you continue. When you get the answer for yes, it means yes, you can take that decision. When you get the answer for no, it means no, not yet, or no, not at all. You know, sometimes you can eat John tomorrow or something, or eat the apple tomorrow, right? Or do that thing the next day, but not now, right? How many of you got a different answer from your body, from your breath even, when the thing was true and when the thing was false? How many of you saw the difference? I want to know. Maybe type yes in the comments if you saw any difference. For the ones who are not knowing, on YouTube, the comments are below the video if you scroll, below the video on smartphones and iPhones and stuff. If you're on computer, the comments is easy. It's the right of the screen, you can see them. So that's when you type, that's where you type your answers. The breath test is very sacred ancient tool. I was saying, once you master it, but you have to really, really, really practice, right? Like with anything, you don't use it for complicated decisions like, should I change my job? Should I leave John or your partner or your whatever? You don't use it for that kind of decision before you've mastered it. What means to master it is to, one, always be centered in your heart, really centered, like we did this meditation now, we centered deep in your heart, and then we did the questions, right? The affirmations to yes or no. Secondly, you practiced enough with the small things before you get to the big things. Three, make sure you don't influence it. You stay detached. Don't try to influence your breath with your mind. Try to pull it, you know. Like for most people, the breath goes really light and natural when they make a true affirmation. And when they make a false affirmation, the breath gets constricted. It constricts either in the throat or in the chest, or the abdomen constricts. So that's why it's been named the breath test, because it's mostly the breath that shifts, you know. But to some, the reaction is different, and they have just a reaction in their body. Like Jasmine was sharing that to her, it got like a baby kick in her stomach when something was false. Instead of having a breath result, she was having a gut result, right? So you can have that type of reaction. It's still going to be called the breath test, but you feel it somewhere else in your body, right? So um, maybe let me know if you felt something else, not necessarily the breath, but something, some shift between the false affirmation and the true affirmation. It's really important that we know your feedback to see if this is giving any result. Thanks, Flower for sorry, for your feedback. She says, thank you for your reply. I'm now looking further than just a blink of an eye. Yeah, let's keep that focus, because when you focus on small things, and I mean they're not small at a planetary level but at a cosmic level, and when you judge lifetimes instead of one life, they're like small things. These things will change. There has been difficult situations on the planet cyclically. I love this video of Ray Braden where he refers to the cycles of the planet, and that we're always ending up in a few hundreds of years or so, or tens of years, we're always ending up in a sort of crisis situation of some sort, just because it's a natural cycle. It's not because there are good people or bad people or people trying to control and stuff. There just are much bigger things that are influencing this type of rhythm, like the solar flares and the solar like emissions, right? they're impacting the consciousness of the population in such way that certain eras in the evolution of humanity are really, really thriving and successful and harmonious, and certain eras or periods of time are really, really like a downfall, right? Because the planetary influences are having a powerful impact on the human consciousness, and humans are more prone in that certain era or time frame to be more conflictual or more in the scarcity consciousness like they are now, or some sort of conflictual situation. So Greg Braden explains that really beautifully. He's referring to the cosmic rhythms, to the earth rhythms, to the resource rhythms, all that stuff. So basically we can't blame anyone. That's the main thing. And I'm not only, responding to this according to Greg Braden's take or opinion, even though I respect him a lot and really honor his work. I'm clearly having this approach from knowing. You can also look at the Vedic tradition, the yogis approach, right? They talked about the yugas or the eras of human evolution. And they also said it's cyclical, and every certain thousands of years in their approach, there's certain tendencies to human consciousness. Some eras are destined to bring leaps in consciousness, and humanity is really, really connected, right, to the divine, and the discoveries are taking place and all that amazing evolution, like the era of the Renaissance has been for us, you know, um, and certain eras or yugas, as they are calling them, are really, really like a downfall, right, in the evolution of humanity. You could look at the dark age, right, for us, where and with the age of the Inquisition, where the consciousness of humanity was really, really low, and um, not so much evolution was happening. I mean, everything eventually leads to evolution if we think of it. Everything is ultimately, even the eras or the time frames where things are complicated like they are now, uh, it all leads to evolution. It's all pushing up upwards in our consciousness. Nothing ultimately leads us to disconnect, right? The soul is pre-programmed to somehow go back to source, to go back to its origins, to go back to its innate purity and its innate divine aspect. We are like by a computer that has that program by default, right? Whatever happens in the role play here on the planet, whatever the puppets do, when we're in the body, we're like somehow like little puppets, being moved by higher force. But whatever the puppets do, it's ultimately adding to the richness of our consciousness, even striving, even suffering, even scarcity consciousness, everything is ultimately, helping us to evolve. So even the eras where it hasn't been easy, like the Dark Age or the Age of the Inquisition, so on and so forth, they have also helped humanity evolve, because after that there's this upward cycle always where everything is thriving. So what I'm looking at is the next step where we're all thriving. I'm already feeling it, I'm already living it in my energy field, I'm already tuning into it. And what this Pranic process is doing, this online class of 8 days, is basically encouraging people and sustaining people to uplift their frequency, to stay in that mode of full divine connection, full alignment with source, next step stage in the history of humanity, next step in the um, rhythm of our evolution, and start focusing on the current somewhat uncomfortable situation. And we're not in denial. We're not in a, you know, if you don't look at it, it's not happening. We're in a state of bringing the next. Like, I'm even in the state of I'm bored of it, next, that's my state now, I'm bored and I'm next, I am in the present, I'm making the best of it. Even now, it's like fantastic energy flowing now with us, but I'm also looking at what's coming best for us. And like I said, once we focus on that, we are tuning in to our next stage in the human evolution, our next stage in the evolution of our life, the best that it can be. We're bringing it in. We're not, creating realities that we don't want to experience, like doom and gloom and whatever pandemic you're focusing on. We're creating the joy on earth, the evolution on earth, heaven on earth, and that can be also experienced in the same time frame, in the same time zone as we are now in the now. So whoever is ready for that, we invite you to tune in. I said there's a link in bio in the Instagram if you're looking, and in the uh, chat box of this YouTube streaming. There's also the link to this live online series of 8 webinars that you can join from the comfort of your home and be with us each evening for such fantastic conversation and sharing with a like-minded group of people and the beautiful meditation that you've just experienced together with us, and news and goodies in terms of human evolution. We're sending you a big hug. Much love to all. I'm now completing this webinar. It has been much longer than I expected or thought of. And if you want to be for the whole 8 days with us, just type me, text me, or direct message me, and I'm gonna just reply with all the data of how you can subscribe. I love you from my heart of hearts, and really looking forward to maybe hear your feedback after this webinar ends. I'm curious, like for the YouTubers who have been for the whole breath test thing after the meditation, has no one experienced any difference between the true and the not true statement that we made? I'm really, really curious because I haven't seen your feedback there, and I'm really wishing, even the ones who have been on Facebook, I'm really wishing to know if it has shown any result for any of you. Did you see or felt a difference in the breath test? Were you able to like connect with it, or it hasn't been much for you yet, and you need more practice at home before you figure it out? Let me know who else is here, who else wants to. Francesco, hi. Now I see your comment. Thank you for being here. Who else? Who else? Who else? Yeah, Bina, thank you for your feedback. Thank you for being here, and so many others who have texted me on various, channels. Now I'm catching up with you because when I'm downloading information, I haven't been much looking at the texts and chats. So now I'm getting back to you. Okay, if no one wants to share anything or add anything or stream anything, we're gonna end this process of tonight. Tomorrow we meet around 7:30 or 8-ish. We're not knowing the exact hour, but between 7 and 8 Bucharest time, we're meeting again for the next episode, the next webinar of this series. Big, big hugs of love. Thank you for being here. Much love to all. Bless.